Good evening, everyone. This is your East Coast Weather Authority meteorologist Alexander Bielfeld, and we have a winter storm to talk about. Yeah, that's right. We could be looking at a potential nor'easter this weekend into the beginning of next week. We're gonna get into this right now. So right now we're taking a look at more of the northern hemisphere and North America centric view. Here's Willa, hurricane right now. Was a Category 5 earlier today, but like Florence, it's going to weaken before it makes landfall. It's already begun to weaken. Sustained winds are down to 150. Here's our big player for our potential nor'easter that interior portions of the Northeast could see significant snow for the first time this year in October. It has happened before, so it's not really, it is a rare occurrence, but it has happened before. So this is a big player. We really don't know much right now because we are waiting for this to make it into the Pacific Northwest. Looking at Willa right now, not as defined. The clouds aren't as cold, not as deep convection as she was earlier. Probably also has to do with land interference. Begin to stretch a lot. NHC's track, still on track for major hurricane. Probably going to be borderline Cat 3, Cat 2 by the time it makes landfall. But Will is actually a huge player in this potential nor'easter as well. And so what do we need for a nor'easter? We need cold air. And that's what we're going to have in place as we head through the rest of this week and into next week, into November, the beginning of November. Another thing here is the 18Z model run of the GFS showing for next Sunday afternoon. It is showing exactly what we do believe. Interior portions of the Northeast could see some snow. Yes, it's not perfect. We're still hours away, or days away, excuse me, not hours. We're still plenty of time away. So a lot of things have been switching. The models have been going back and forth. Earlier today, some models had it coming right through the Northeast. Now they're pulling a little more offshore. The Euro, you had it over here for most of the time over the weekend. Then the 12Z run brought it right up to Hudson Valley. So there's a lot to be ironed out. The one thing we do know is there will be a storm. Intensity still unknown, precip type, and where precip type is still unknown. But one thing we do know is there will be a significant coastal storm this weekend for the Northeast. And let's look at it here because there's a big player. So that piece that I showed you out over here, south of Alaska, is our big player. So this is zoomed all the way into Saturday. This is our cold air piece. This is our trough. This is what's going to give us the potential to see some snow. And Willa will be down in here. And they will both progressively move east, but then Willa's energy will move up the coast. And notice right as we get into that Monday time, look at that. We're talking about negatively tilted troughs, and what that allows these storms to just explode off the east coast. And we are going to be talking about that. A lot of the models have been having this cold air come in just a little too late. And that is the one thing that is going to be a big player. Depending on how quick the cold air races across the U.S. will depend on where we get snow and how powerful this coastal low will become. Our thoughts here are, so your first thumb rule when you're forecasting nor'easters is just follow the thermal gradient on the SSTs. So our idea here is that it's going to track right along the thermal gradient, and then we believe it's going to go right off the coast of Nantucket. It's going to hit that, it's going to be very close to that 40-70, the benchmark is what we call it. It's just going to depend on how much cold air gets sucked in, whether we'll see widespread snow event for interior portions of the Northeast, or is it just going to be a rain and wind maker? There's still a lot to be determined, and we're going to continue to update you guys as more and more information comes in. But for now, that's it. Have a great night, guys. We're going to update you as soon as we can.